In this video, we're getting to know the workspace. Here in the middle is our stage, and we can navigate around it fairly easily. If you hold down your spacebar, you'll be able to push your way around the stage. The size is a little bit big for us. And so there's a way to zoom in. It's right now at 100%, and there's a menu here that we can, in the top right corner, we could fit that into the window. Therefore, we can see everything in the middle. This is our stage. Everything outside of the stage that is gray, that is the pasteboard. And we can colorize our stage through the Properties panel. Now, our workspace you can customize, and currently I have the Essentials workspace available up at the top towards the right-hand side in the menu bar. You can choose a different workspace. Let's see, for animation, then it rearranges a lot of our panels and our timeline. Classic, about the time of version CS4 or 3, this was the arrangement with the timeline on top. And I like the Essentials to start with, the timeline at the bottom. I'm used to that. And I also like to put my tools to the side. We can pop out any of these panels and place them in a different place. I'm going to push this over to the left-hand side. And it's a little bit large or wide here, and so going to the edge of it, you can hover over it and there'll be two arrows, and you can click and drag and push that in. Okay, some of the main things that we want to observe in the arrangement of our panels is that you can clearly see the Properties panel and the Library. Those two together, I like to have them docked together. I know right where they are, and they need a lot of space for us to see what's going on in them. The rest of the panels, they pop out, okay, and we can minimize them, and we can detach them by pulling on the tab and put them back in by popping them in. You can see the little bit of blue there where I push it in. Okay, I want to have my workspace be arranged with the toolbar at this side. And so I want to save my workspace. Going back up to this little drop-down menu, I can select New Workspace, put my name in, and click OK. And there I have my workspace. Now, what good does that do? Well, if I do pop any of these panels out and I rearrange temporarily, I wanted to see a few different things, and they get out of order. All I need to do is go back to the Workspace drop-down menu here. Reset, select that, and it puts everything back the way that I liked it. To change some of my stage properties, I'd like to change the color of that background. And so what I want to do is go to the Properties panel, which is right here at the top. We have the Properties panel change anytime that you're working with a tool, but if you have nothing selected or you have a blank canvas, then the Properties panel will look like this. We have some published settings. We have classes, but we're going to go beyond that. We just need properties. It gives us the frames per second, the size, and the stage background color. And I want to change the stage background color. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. There's a color picker, and let's select dark green so that we can just see something nice. Okay, those are standard colors. And with a color picker, later on we'll find out we can customize most of the colors. We can customize the color up in the top corner of the color picker and it gives us a color wheel. We can lighten and darken it up, and then we can move this around the color wheel for what color we want. I'm going to cancel that. Okay, the next thing that we want to do is import items to the library. The library is an important panel because we need to collect the assets that we're going to be using, and we can reuse them numerous times, and we can store them there. This is the library panel, and we need quite a bit of room for it, so I like to dock it with the properties and just go back and forth. Okay, so we need to bring in a picture into our stage, and I want to go to the File drop-down menu, select Import, Import to Stage, or Import to Library. I can also open an external library that's a little bit more advanced. We'll find out later on. And we can also import video. I'd like to import something directly to the library, which means it won't go on my stage or in my picture. And this brings us to navigate to find the assets that we want. Now you need to go into your system and find in your documents, usually you'll keep everything in your documents, and navigate to the folders that you want. I'm going to the Lesson 1, Start Folder, Background Image, to select that and open it up. Okay, but nothing's gone on or changed in our stage, but you'll notice in the library though, okay, right here, we now have a little icon. That is our image, okay, and you can see it's a little picture icon, and it also shows a picture of the asset that we put in there. So that's for storage. We can open this up a little bit so we can see what's going on with our image. Now what I would like to do is drag that to the stage. And what that does is it puts a copy of this asset onto the stage, and in our timeline, there's something we have to understand about a timeline. We only have one frame. So our timeline means that if I only have one frame, I don't have very much time on it. If I have 24 frames per second, then not a whole lot is going on. So I just have one frame, so it sits there and just looks pretty. So it's going to go into the layer and onto a particular frame. We only have one frame layer to start with. And what I can do is take either in the picture here in the library where we see the asset, or in the library this listing here. Click on the asset and drag it to the stage and let go. There it is on the stage, but it's not exactly in the place that I'd like it. If I go to the Properties panel, I can place this item exactly. Yeah, I can drag it around by clicking and dragging around the stage with the item, and you'll see a little bit of a blue line around everything that you have it selected. But its position in the Properties panel is according to the X and Y position. The X and Y position is always the top left-hand corner, and that is 0x and 0y. If I add 0 and x to be 0 on X and Y, and I can type those in, it will place that right in that corner. Okay, now I have a background, and I want to rename that in the layer by double-clicking on the name and typing in background.